There's nothing like being in the stands cheering on your favorite team. Game Time is your hack to unlocking amazing tickets in just a few taps. It's easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets at the best price. Fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying sports tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account to start searching for tickets to upcoming games and events.
Beyond cis male, cis female, non-binary, trans male, there are more.
We're swimming in like the gender soup
of different experiences.
Gender is like a marker of time, thinking critically about what inclusion means.
So much of womanhood is tied to whiteness, is tied to thinness.
How do I identify myself? Faggot.
Non-binary.
As femme as humanly possible.
I'm a cisgender gay man.
A binary trans woman.
Theatrical and flamboyant. Dykes who identify as twinks.
A gender conscientious objector.
I just kind of forget that I have a body.
Drag helped me unlock the power of my femininity within a masculine persona.
Transitioning when you're older.
It opens up an entire world of possibilities.
I bloomed. I blossomed.
Comfortable in my physical body for the first time in my whole life.
Existing
in a more nuanced way.
In thought, in imagination, in fantasy.
My gender in my head feels like the cosmos. Just fully unknowable, even to myself.
I wasn't trying to be a gender. I wasn't trying to be a race. I was trying to be a point of energy in the universe.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Hey everybody, Ali here. We're having a busy week this week. We're getting ready for our live show in New York City on Thursday, and we decided instead of an episode, because we just didn't have the time, we strung together some of our favorite moments from the Q&A that we hosted last season on Discord. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you maybe already saw it, but if you're not, you're getting it now for free, just a year later. So if you want to avoid that lag, you can join the Patreon and get everything a year in advance. That's time travel. So I hope you enjoy this. Babette and I talk about all things like trying out new names, my experience of trade school, talking about what you do with like negative messaging around transness and how you just like keep your joy intact. So I hope you enjoy this truncated little episode. Episode lit.
Okay, this one is from Jody Louise. Have you guys ever thought about changing your names? I don't hate my name, but I'm also not sure if it sits well with how I want to present my gender. What have your thought processes been around keeping or potentially changing names? I feel like I know you have thoughts about this, Allie.
I do. I was recently talking to my brother and we were laughing because, so we didn't have like money growing up, and my mom purposely picked names she thought sounded rich for us. So his full name is Bradford Wilson Beardsley, and mine is Allison Grace. And like, sorry, I'm kind of like, what's going on? Like, I remember there was like a long time where she kept saying, you need to know how to play tennis and golf. Like, this comes up in the business world. Like, she was just kind of like, you guys are going to excel. Like, here are the tools. Like, I feel like maybe she read like Rich Dad, Poor Dad or something like one of those crazy ass books.
Yeah.
So I do feel like there's been like Allison for me, and specifically Allie, doesn't feel dysphoric, and I'm kind of like attached to like that story because I'm like, that's so funny, and I like heavily ID. But I also love like even like my name on Discord right now is Albert. I just love like throwing out a name and being kind of like, do I love this? Am I Albert at the coffee shop today? Like, I think it's exploratory and fun for me right now, but I don't have like intense plans to change to like Albert.
So speaking of the coffee shop, because I think, I thought about changing my name to Xavier, or just having friends call me Xavier, because it's like, whatever, it's the name that my mom would have given me if I was born a boy, like whatever that means.
Yeah.
And like, I'm kind of obsessed because like somehow she found like two dramatic ass names, like Babette and Xavier. I just feel like what's the issue I've had is like I haven't found a name that has like the same drama as Babette, but I think like Xavier does. So I had my friends like call me Xavier for like a little while, and then my roommate like called me Xavier in the house, and I was like, you can never do that again. Like, it was too visceral. Like, something about it, like, in my house was like way
in the kitchen
visceral. I was like,
whoa.
No. So I go back and forth. That was like a little bit too much for me. But I feel like this is turning back to the coffee shop thing, which is like, you know, the dating app feels is like you can have like a like quote unquote like fake name. It's not really a fake name, it's like a play name, you know? And
yeah,
so
totally.
I'm like Xavier and Field. But the coffee shop thing is that like I go to the same coffee shop every day. And my name is too complicated to like ever utter it when I want to order a coffee. And so I say my dad's name, which is Jay. But the thing is, I've started getting kind of close to like the baristas, or like we've actually like, you know, started to like really get to know each other. I'm still Jay. And like I have this like really intense moral dilemma about it where I was like, this is really wrong. Like it's not my name. But I kind of like it. I like Jay. And I feel like coffee shop is a non-committal way to try out a name because it's what you see every once in a while and they'll call it out. And they'll say like, hi, so-and-so, you become a regular. And like, I would never have thought of my dad's name because that's like, I don't know, for me, it feels weird, even though like people are juniors all the time, I guess, you know, like so-and-so junior. But I actually learned through this that like Jay is actually kind of like a sick name. Like I kind of fucked with it. So I was like, what if people went to just like different coffee shops in their like tri-state area and just tried out a bunch of different names? Like every single day and had a different name there. Like that could be a way to workshop it, you know? Because I think the workshopping phase is what's been hard for me to get past. I think I'm just like, yeah, this feels new and not completely comfortable. And I kind of just want to retreat back to like Babette or whatever. So,
yeah, my friend told me that they would get magazine subscriptions and names that they were thinking of so that they could see it in print without having to like go to court. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like fun workarounds where you're just kind of like, ooh, I'm getting mail addressed to me. It has this name. It's on this magazine that I like. So I thought that was really cool.
That's another good one. I feel like it's like these third spaces that maybe aren't like so visceral in your face every day, but it's like mail, the coffee shop, like maybe the gym. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, totally.
Here is another question from Babette from Lix. Lix says, I believe you talked about it a bit on the podcast before, but I'm very curious about your feelings on your gender currently and how being raised inside of Black girlhood specifically has affected that. I feel like for me, growing up both Black and also fat extra messed with my perception of my gender in ways that I'm still trying to adjust to today. LOL is the end of that.
Totally. I mean, I think what I maybe talked about on the podcast was that, I mean, I think I had as a kid, like some dysmorphia just because I was like very tall. I didn't grow up as a fat kid. I was just really tall. And I think like being a large Black girl just felt like the antithesis of like what femininity was when we were like kids, you know? Like I went to school with a bunch of like really petite like white girls. And so being like 8 inches taller than everyone, like there are just like class photos where I'm literally just like so much taller than everyone. And like I feel like that just like made me feel like, you know, I never really was afforded femininity like as a kid. And you know, like no boys openly had crushes on me. It was so funny. I talked to my mom recently and she was like, oh no, boys had crushes on you. Like their moms would like come talk to me like about it or whatever. Like I'm like, okay, not that gossip, mom. But like I just feel like it wasn't like, you know, I don't think Black girls like have like, you know, are desired out in the open, basically, like even dating back to like girlhood. And so I think what that means for me now is that, like, you know, Black girlhood feels pretty inextricably linked to my identity. And so, you know, I like to say that, like, at any minor, this is a joke, but like at any minor inconvenience, I like love to like identify as like a Black woman where like my roommate was asking me to like move furniture and I was like, I am a Black woman. Like, why would I be moving furniture? Like the reality of that is that like in a way I like, you know, I align with growing up as a Black girl in some ways. I mean, I also like this is where it gets tricky. I'm just like, and I go out into the world, people think I'm a Black woman. People don't think I'm like a Black non-binary person, you know? Obviously, like, that is not a rule that I would apply to anybody else. Like, I think it's a very slippery slope to be like, you know, whatever, like what you look like. I think that's like tricky. But I think because a woman has such a like complex intersectional layered experience that it feels pretty inextricably linked to my identity now as a Black non-binary person. So it's my very windy answer. Like, I think because I guess I'm like, because of how damaging this was, but also all of the possibility within it, I think I've talked about, I don't feel ready to throw away Black femininity or Black womanhood entirely. And it's still little bits of things that I carry with me. So, yeah.
Okay, this is for Allie from Alina. Going into trade school in an environment of what I assume is mostly cis guys, does being non-binary come with any challenges socially? And if so, do you have any advice for navigating that?
Oh, it definitely comes with challenges. I'm somehow in a class with like 2 other queer non-binary people, which is so sick. So, I mean, that's just kind of been awesome. That's been like a really fun part. I feel like that's not normal. Like, none of the other classes going on, like the year before, the year below, have anything like that. I think, yeah, it is a very specific space. A lot of like, don't tread on me merch. But I do think it's been kind of nice to get out of liberal havens of my life. And it's been kind of nice to be like, okay, so many people exist, and now I'm interacting with a whole new subset. Sometimes Johnny Depp comes up and they're like, that woman lied. And you're just like, oh my God, where am I? So I do think it's been really important for me to have people in the class to talk to and kind of connect with on like a real level, and not expect to have that with everyone in the class. Like, I just have like a working relationship with like everybody in the class that's like pretty like collaborative and like supportive and professional, but I'm not. There are some people where I'm just kind of like, wow, we're never going to see eye to eye. But that said, I actually think one of the weirdest things actually about being in trade school spaces is that there are a lot of women, like female teachers, who are pushing really, really good initiatives for getting women in construction, and they feverishly want me involved. So the amount of like ladies in construction, like luncheons that I've been invited to, and like pink hard hats with like my last name on it, like delivered to the classroom, and it's only delivered to 3 people, you know, and I've just been like, oh, like that. Obviously it's like so good. But yeah, that's like, I'm kind of getting from both sides, like pretty extreme, like requests to do gender correctly, and I'm just kind of like, oops, can't.
I don't want to see in construction hat though. It sounds kind of cunt.
Yeah.
Well, my friend and I, he's also trans. We were like talking about rhinestoning different things like in our toolkits, and being like, that would be so funny to do. Like the teacher has a pink hat that says "She Builds" on it, and I'm just like, I want that hat.
I'll be a she here just this once, right?
Yeah. For the hat.
For the hat. For the pink hat. Okay, this one is from Marty. Do you have any advice or feelings on the natural doubts and mixed feelings that come with transing your gender versus the negative external messages you get from friends, family, media, etc.? How do you handle the discrepancy and sort your own feelings from what you hear from the outside?
That's so tough.
I know. Hard one.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of different ways to be gender variant. And so I think some bring more doubts than others. Like, it makes a lot of sense that like a surgery brings a lot of doubt. Like, you're kind of like, this is not only expensive, it's invasive, it's you know, it's like seemingly a little bit more drastic than like changing your clothes, nail polish. I don't know. There's some of these like very fun and very expressive ways to kind of like tiptoe into that if doubt is something that's like causing you a lot of anxiety and like anguish. And then negative messages from media. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like, oh, turn it off. But it's like everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like, news. But like, obviously, you know, it's like literally like, everywhere. It's just constantly inundated with like trans hate. And so
I do hope we're getting to a place where there is more, you know, positive representation and good, you know, like positive towards exploring your gender sort of messaging, you know, maybe like this podcast that are coming out in the media now and sort of balancing that out. I think that gives me a little bit of hope. But yeah, there's always just as much bad stuff. So it's hard to,
I guess, just go to trans media.
Yeah.
Like the
support trans media. Yeah.
Or just, you know, if you're hearing these messages like from the media that are so evil, I think like turning to books, like literature and like work by like trans people, you know, like if you can kind of create your own little world of like media that is like for and about like people like you, that maybe like help. Like I think that's what helps, because I think it's like, you know, it's like everyone, like no one else had like an older lesbian girlfriend at one point who like gave them Stone Butch Blues to read. Like 20.
Like, this is about me.
Yeah. Exactly. Like we have to read. Exactly. Like this is Bible. Like, and like you read the guy, you're like, oh my God, this is me. This is so relatable. And this person is writing in the 50s, you know? And I think like you can like having those moments of like, oh my God, that's me. Like things that maybe amplify that inner voice within you instead of making you doubt yourself, I think could be cool.
Absolutely.
There are some things too, like going from kind of like, so when I think about like the political landscape, I'm getting so broad, I'm getting so hypothetical. Like, to be honest, you know, like Ron DeSantis says something about me, like, I don't fucking care. Like, I only care when it trickles down to like, now my aunt is saying something kind of similar, you know, like, so it's like kind of, if you need to, backing away from these like super broad, all encompassing, like mega battles for the soul of America. Like that isn't actually true. Like the soul of America like changes like day to day with the people you interact with. So maybe like bring it down to like micro actions that you can do, little conversations that you can have, you know, start a book club or something. I don't know, like, yeah, stuff like that. I think like interacting with your own like queer world is super important.
This episode is edited from the full Q&A, which is available to watch on video on our Patreon. Be sure to sign up at patreon.com/genderspiralpodcast at the $5 tier or higher for Q&As and other bonus content, monthly postcards, and more. The next episode will be a recording of our live show at the Bell House. For those of you coming in person, we'll see you there, and make sure you bring a mask and test beforehand. After that, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. Thanks for spiraling with us.
Gender Spiral is an original podcast from Audiation. This episode was mixed by Matt Noble, and music is composed by CMD plus Jasmine, courtesy of Molten Heart, with art by Joey Hahn and graphics by Michael Tyrone Delaney. The show is executive produced by Ireland Meacham, myself, Babette Thomas, my co-host, Allie Beardsley, and Sandy Smullins, with additional story editing from Susie Armitage. If you like the show, please head over to patreon.com/genderspiralpodcast to support us. You can also check us out at genderspiralpod.com, where you'll find transcripts for each episode and a link to leave us a voicemail.
And follow us on Instagram. It's at genderspiral. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a new episode. They're coming out every other week.
Audiation.